Why are we doing things that don't work just to say we did them? If they don't work, they don't work. Throw it away and move on. Sometimes I just want to record my episode in peace and I can't even have that. Yet here we are, trying again. So let's get to it. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you are having a good week. And I hope that you are having a happy Valentine's Day whenever this goes live. Because honestly, days have blurred, time has no meaning, and days are useless. I don't know where I am, I just know I'm recording the Valentine's episode. So let me get on with that. Today's topic or title can be weird because how can hate lead to love? But honestly, last week was hard for me emotionally and mentally, and this is like work-wise. But it was in that moment that I came to a couple of realizations, and one was that I hate a lot of things, but that led me to love. How, you might ask? Simple. I sat around 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning, just sprouting out a list of things I hate, from my job to my lack of productivity, to the lack of progress on certain things, to the physical space around me. I hated it all. But as per my new favorite saying, I found clarity in the sanity. And it was that in that moment, I realized I could change everything I hated. How? Once again, simple. My job, I hate it. Get a new one. The space around me. Move things around, clean something, get something new, upcycle something else. Next, I hated the lack of consistency in my health, my fitness, and that was really something I hated. So what do? Simple. Reflect. Where had I been tripping myself up? What was I not getting to? What was the issues around me not eating healthy, not working out? Once I figured those out, I could make changes. Done. Next issue. That is all I did. For this laundry list of items I sat sprouting that I hated, I just realized I could change it all. And the thing is, change begins with me. If I want to love the life that I'm living, I need to make it so. And in doing that, I realized I needed to work on my self-love first. That I want to love myself enough to love my life, so that this basic life I'm living that I hated needed to change. Because I was currently living with a job that makes me miserable, which worsened my mental health, which kept me chained to a desk, which affected my physical health. And then the cycle just began all over. Because hating the way I was living and actually vocalizing that made me realize I don't want to hate my life. I want to love my life. I don't want to sit at 10 a.m. on a Thursday complaining I hate my job, I hate my house, I hate my life, I hate my health, I hate everything. I don't want to say that. I want to sit at 10 a.m. and say, I love my life, I love my house, I love myself, I love my physical health, I love my mental health, I love everything going on. And that's the cliche, but it's true. I want to live a life that I love. And this realization shook me to my core. But as I was venting to a friend, he mentioned that very much like these things, it came to me like a brick to the head. And he said that sometimes you need that brick to the head to wake up. It needs to knock you and shock you and make you realize that this situation, this job, this person, this lifestyle, this insert whatever issue you are having here is not the best thing for you, or more importantly, the future life you want. And honestly, yes, as I've been going with you through the past few weeks and visualizing the life, doing the homework and habits, I've done all that, but still I hate the life. And the thing is, we make improvements, we fine-tune things. If things are working, great, we keep going with it and we see where we can fine-tune it. If things aren't working, we reassess them and move on to the next thing. Or better yet, if they aren't working in the way you expected, get rid of it and get something new. But some things can only be understood when you're on the other side of it. Sometimes when you're in the thick of things, you can't see the forest for the trees. You know, you have to get through it and to the other side before you can be like, oh, that's why I needed to go through that. Like having a bad job or a bad boss, we've all had them when they seem great in the beginning and it's all fun. And then after a while, the gloves come off and it's like, oh, that's you, you know? Or doing a certain workout plan or following a certain eating guide, but it makes you miserable by the end. You give it your best. You do everything and it just doesn't work out for you. And that is okay. Tell yourself that's okay. Some things just don't work and some things just don't work for you. That is a distinction people forget to make. Some things work, but not for you. You know, everybody else gets results and you don't, and that's fine. You tried your best, change it, and move on to something else because it's for your own benefit and your own betterment. Why are we doing things that don't work just to say we did them? If they don't work, they don't work. Throw it away and move on. Being miserable to do something is not worth your mental, your physical, your financial, or any other kind of benefit you could possibly get, because the thing is, you are doing a disservice to your true self, because that's the one you need to pay attention to, your true self. Having all these things to flex for other people is not helping you, it's helping them. It's they can say, oh, I started this trend and now they all following it. Like, look at me, I'm a trendsetter. Why are you following trends? You should be following your instincts, your heart, your financial status. Like, that's what you should be doing. I'm not gonna ramble on, I don't have much time, but to just put it in a neat little bow, because I'm trying to make these shorter but profound. Being true to yourself and the future you want to build is the best form of self-love, self-care, making yourself feel worthy for you, because it's you who's going to have to sit with the results of what you have. If you can't be honest with yourself, how can you live an authentic life, a true life, a life full of pure and unconditional love? Because honestly, the world of social media that we live in, everything is conditional. Unless you flex a certain way, you don't get the likes, you don't get the accolades, you don't get noticed, and then you feel bad. Why are you trying to put on a facade for other people when you are the one who has to look at yourself in the mirror? That's not fun. That's not fair. You need to be able to look at yourself every morning and say, I love you so, so much. And be okay with the person that stares back at you, regardless of how you find them that day. Because each day is different. It is perfectly normal for you to change and grow, and even possibly outgrow some people, some things, some stuff in your life. And to go through those changes and growth periods and find your ideal future being different than what you thought it would be is also absolutely normal. What you used to think you wanted and what you pictured can be an entirely different reality that you are living, and that's okay, because you make changes, you grow, you assess, you try different things. Making changes is either going to keep you on the same path for your future that you envisioned, or it's going to flip it on its head. And both of those are okay, because it's up to you. The key factor is you and what you want. You need to make yourself happy and love your life. You don't need to do it for the gram. You don't need to do it for the clout, for the fake friends, for the people that you have parasocial relationships that you do not know about. You don't know the millions of people that follow you if you have a million people following you. You don't know each of them, as in know them. So why do that? Do you. Find what works for you, love yourself, and love your life. Because honestly, I said this previously, life is too short to be miserable doing things for other people's amusement. You don't want that. No one needs that. That's pointless. So that is my spiel for this week. I'm gonna end it there. And the song of this week is one that generally makes me think. Very lyrically awesome. And it's Hate That I Love You by Neo featuring Rihanna. I'm not sure if I've used the song before. I need to honestly keep track of these things better. But this song hits lyrically as well as vocally. And that's because it ties in this week's episode. in terms of hating but loving at the same time, or hating that you love. And that's the thing. If you hate that you love the life you have but don't have it yet, that is okay. But then you need to make changes to improve it. You can sit and hate the fact that you don't have your dream car, you don't have your dream life, you don't have your dream lifestyle, and that's okay. But if you aren't making changes towards it, what are you doing? You know, I've mentioned this before. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither will the perfect life happen overnight, because it's the consistent, slow and steady, brick by brick work of art in the making. It's not going to happen overnight. Once you sit and think how much you hate certain stuff, take that hate and say, okay, I hate this. What can I do to make myself love it? And I don't say if you hate your job, say, okay, tomorrow I'm just going to be better and smile more and that will make me love my job. No, if you hate your job, get another job that you actually love. Find out what your passions are, what you can make a profit of, and do that instead. Go after the life you love, because life is too short to not love it. So, out of fear of repeating myself once again, I'm going to end it off there. Happy Valentine's Day. Love yourself. Love your life. Love people. And just be kind, you know? So, yeah, that's me. Remember to keep being a better being. Take that day by day. And I'll see you in next week's episode. Love you. Bye.